Hello. So this is first major update on my project. So I have finished putting together all of the hardware. Uh, so let's have a look what we got here. This is basically a robot that uses a chassis with 4 DC motors in it. So these are similar to the ones we got with our SparkFun Inventors kit. And these two motors are driven by the SparkFun motor drivers. I purchased another one to drive the other two motors. And this thing uses Arduino Mega. So as you guys might be familiar from my latest discussion post, this thing has a ESP8266 on board. So we can connect Arduino to the local network via Wi-Fi, and we can send it signals over Wi-Fi. So yeah, that was it. And moving on to the sensors. First and foremost, this thing has a ESP32 camera module. So let me show this clearly. So yeah, and this thing basically connects to the internet to the Wi-Fi as well, and it streams videos over the local network. You can view those streams using a web browser or any application that can support basically web streams. This thing also has an ultrasonic sensor, and that's for detecting obstacles and reacting to them. So for example, if a robot is moving and something comes in front, it should stop. And I have created this arm out of Lego, so we can move the camera around so robot can sense its environment properly when if it needs to. So it has 2 degrees of freedom for the camera, but for ultrasonic sensor there's only 1 degree of freedom, because it can only go sideways, where as camera can go also this way. And here I have an OLED panel. This thing is used to display information like IP address and other useful information, because this thing connects to the internet. So when I'm powering it using battery banks, as you can see, I have a couple of battery banks attached to it, so I just power them using these banks. So I have one for the Arduino, so I'm gonna plug this one in to show you guys. Oops. So yeah, I can let it turned on. Anyways, I'm gonna remove it. So that one powers Arduino, and I have another one here on the back. Kind of blends into the design of the robot really well. So this thing powers the motors and other energy hungry components. I use the OLED panel because the LCD panel that we got with SparkFun Inventors kit, I burnt that one out. It was my bad, connecting wrong connectors, so make sure you guys don't do that. And I also have a MPU 925 module here, 9265 module here. Sorry, my bad. I think it's 9250 module here. So what this thing is it's a combined accelerometer, gyroscope, and magnetometer. It took me a while to configure this one. So how I'm using this is I'm using magnetometer for compass. So I have calibrated that to measure Earth's magnetic field, and can calibrate it properly using declination to sense the direction it's facing. So what that allows robot to do is to move at certain angles. So as of now, the robot is able to move say 90 degrees. It's not super accurate, but it does a fairly satisfactory job, because I had to calibrate the sensor manually. So by taking readings, comparing it to what my phone gave. For some reason, online libraries for MPU 9250 didn't work. So yeah, I had to calibrate that manually, and it was a bit of a struggle. So we have a kill switch here. We don't want robots to take over the world, so always have a kill switch. I'm just kidding. So in case this does something weird and tries to basically break itself, kill switch comes in handy. I also have a buzzer here and photoresistor, and there's also a temperature sensor somewhere here. Yeah. And apart from that, the robot also has these. So these things are optocouplers. So as you guys might remember from the first few chapters, let me see if I can get some flashlight on. Just a second. Yeah. So these optocouplers, how they work is they go in there and they basically measure the number of slots that have passed through them using infrared light. So if you don't remember how they work, I would recommend reading first couple of chapters regarding sensors. And yeah, so those combined with compass can allow the robot to map its environment really accurately. So what I can do is make a robot move or explore environment while it's also creating a map of environment. So it can say, okay, a robot went 1 meter north and say 2 meters south, and it turned and blah blah blah. So that comes in very handy. And so as of now, I have made my robot to follow a lane using machine vision. So next you guys might see a video of the same. And yeah, that's what I have so far. So stay tuned for the machine vision video.